Hello, everybody. Welcome to Wealth Wednesdays. This is Demetris Curry. I'm so excited to be here with you guys today. We are starting promptly here at 6:02, it looks like. So I see that we have a few people that are coming in. I'm going to go ahead and pull them in as they're dialing in and trying to get onto the Zoom. But as we waiting for them to get on in, we want to say thank you once again for being with us this Wealth Wednesday. And this is the third segment of Wealth Wednesday. And we have a few things that we're going to talk about today, including how to find money in your house. Yes, how to find money in your house. This is one of the most sought after questions a lot of people ask. How in the world can I find some money in my house? I know I got some change somewhere. Where do I look? So we're going to actually jump right into it. And I want to show you a few things that I've actually worked with people with over the years to help them find money right there in their homes, to help them do the things that they really want to do with the funds that they have. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to look at a few things that we can do. First and foremost, we want to go ahead and advise everyone this is going to be about 40 minutes long, possibly, maybe a little bit shorter. We're going to try to make it as short as possible, but we do have a lot of stuff to cover. So I want to make sure that we got everyone on here and that we're able to get everyone in. So I'll still be looking as people are joining in. Hello, hey, welcome. So it is one of those great things that we get a chance to talk about today and about finding money in your house, part of the Wealth Wednesdays segment brought to you by Inspired for Greatness. And I am your host, Demetris Curry. Okay, so let's get started. Let's talk about a few disclaimers right off the bat. The Wealth Wednesday segment is a recorded conversation. It may appear on social media platforms and also on company website. So as you are coming with us and you're asking questions and you're getting involved, make sure you understand that some of this may very well be onto some media platforms. So if it's something that you're really not sure that you want to share, yeah, definitely hold off on sharing that on an open platform. And then we will make sure that you're able to talk to us directly and talk to us on a person-to-person basis, okay? So want to make sure that we were all on the same page when it came to that, all right? So let's go back here to our pages, into our PowerPoint presentation here. And then we're going to also bring in, why are we talking about this subject matter today? Why are we talking about this subject matter today? Real easy, real easy. It's been a change in the atmosphere. There is a change in the atmosphere with the economic change. There is self-appraisal that we need to do about what is going on in our own personal finances. Changing the framework of our mindset is so, so important right now. Changing that mindset. And then also the prize is in the shift, okay? With the economic change that we're currently going through, some people have had to be furloughed off of their jobs and possibly, lose some income. Maybe their income hasn't stopped completely, but it has drastically changed, 20, 30, 40, some 50 and 60% from what we're seeing out here. So with that being said, it's important that you are using the best of your funds that you possibly can use, making it stretch as far as you can make it stretch. So I want to make sure that we touch base on some of those major things to help you move to the next level. We're pivoting is what we're doing. I've heard that word so many times today, you wouldn't imagine. So many times today, I've heard that word, but we are definitely pivoting in this economy, okay? What are we doing? Well, first we recap. Let's do a quick recap of what we learned already. We learned about currency. We learned about money. We had the opportunity to talk about your savings accounts, retirements, and things of that nature, how to actually use that APY to the best of your ability to get the best returns on all of your stuff. We talked about that as well. And then we also spoke on the June 24th segment. We talked about relationships with your money, how to build a relationship with money, to understand what your money can be doing for you. You know, one of those things about building relationships is that, you know, sometimes, you know, it may not go exactly as planned, right? But if you nurture it and you're able to understand the ins and outs of how it works, you'll be able to use it in a more personal way. And so that's one of the things that we talked about in our last segment, as far as your relationship with money. What is your history and your experiences with money? What are your experiences with money? And some of that comes from things that we've learned from our parents, from, you know, dealing with other colleagues and friends that didn't really know how to spend money, and you picked up some of their habits. All of that is part of the experiences that we've had with money, the history that we've had with money, right? And then also changing the perspective. And so, you know, how do you change the perspective on what's going on with your money? What do you do? Where do you go? All of that is so important, right? So we want to talk about that in our last segment to lead us into having a better understanding of where our money is going and what we can be doing with our money, okay? So let's first talk about the research and where else can we look, right? So there are areas all over the internet. Okay. I mean, when I went to the internet and I was looking at some of these things, I said, oh goodness, there's some good stuff out there about this and there's some other stuff about that. But we want to also show you some additional things that they're not talking about on the internet. And we're going to talk about that today. But let's talk about just the basic stuff, like finding finds inside of your attic and unused gift cards and maybe rented storage space. You may have put things away in an old storage space. It's just been sitting there because you didn't have anything to do. You didn't know where to do with it. Great opportunity for you to go in and see if there's some finds in that attic space, in that storage unit. So many areas that you could be using right now, right? Let's look at it. There is a article out there that I thought was just phenomenal, and I'm going to share this with you. It was a article talking about what you can be doing um, to save some money and find unexpected finds in your house, to find cash in your house. And these are one of the things that was out there. I mean, we're looking at some of the basic things like 5 unexpected places in your home to find extra cash, right? You know, loose receipts, you know, how to return things back without the receipt. Yeah, you can return things back to stores without the receipt. That's one way that you can pull those funds back into your home if you just have it sitting around and you never get a chance to use it, or maybe it's a piece of clothing that didn't fit. All of that is very important, right? Unused gift cards. Now, I don't know about you, I use all my gift cards. But if you did not use a gift card, or maybe you have some change left on a gift card, that's just money just sitting there, right? Just money just sitting there. And then also let's think about missing credit card bills. You know, maybe you didn't pay a credit card bill and you need to pay it. And then all of a sudden you got yourself in a situation where you need to start making a payment and you didn't make the payment. So late charges and the over limit fees are kicking in and things of that nature. So they talked about that too. You know, storage units, we did touch on that as well. Even the stray loose change that's out there, all of that was truly, truly important. And I said, you know what, this is amazing that not only have I been talking about it, it's been a lot of people talking about what to do, especially right now in this economy, to save that money, right? To save that money. Now, where else are we talking about? We're also talking about where should you be looking inside of your house? Yeah, sofa cushions. Yeah, look in your sofa cushions. You can look into your bed and your drawers. How about those old coats and jackets? Guilty. I'm so guilty of that, of leaving change and leaving $1 or two, maybe a little bit of change inside of your jacket, or maybe a coat that you haven't worn since the seasons changed. I mean, all of that is important. Ashtrays in your car. Yes, you always throw your loose change in there, right? And then if you have kids, you know, you possibly have like toy boxes and things of that nature where that money may not be there, you know? So there is some our ways that we can identify the bleeds, right? We can identify the bleeds of what's going on in your finances. And that's what we're going to talk about more so today. Not just the things that they're talking about on the internet of the areas that you can find loose change, but let's dig a little bit deeper. Let's go into some places that you can really be scratching away some real good income, right? So let's talk about checking your services. Have you checked your services lately, guys? Check your services, such as your internet options, right? Your internet options, and also your channels and your all of your information that you have out there for watching television. I mean, everybody uses so many different platforms now. You can use the cable networks, you can use the streaming, you can use so many different options out there now. But what I want to know is, are you checking those services? Are you checking those services? I want to know if you guys are checking those services, okay? Because if you're not checking the services and you have all of this money that's going out of the door, then what's really going on? What is really going on? I mean, you have all this money going out the door and you don't know what's really going on with your money, right? Why is that? Why is that, right? So we want to make sure that you are checking those services. Very, very important that we automatically call these people and say, you know what? Hey, I need to know how many channels am I actually uh, using. I'm using about 12, maybe 13 channels that give you 200 channels. You end up paying for all these additional movie channels, so forth and so on. And then guess what? You're just paying on bills that you're not even using. You know, even if you have like maybe a cable network and you have maybe 12 to 13 channels, and actually statistics show that we only use 12 to 13 of those channels anyway. Okay, did you know that? Yeah, we only use 12 of those 13 channels anyway, right? So if we're only using 12 of those 13 channels, then why are we paying for 250 channels, right? Something to think about. So you can be downsizing your channels on your cable and things of that nature to knock those bills down and save on that cash, right? How about even your electric and water bills? Have you had a chance to look at those bills lately? You know, are you overspending in water? Have you had any type of electricity issues in the past? Maybe you had a water leakage of some sort and you had an overage bill. Did you know that you can call your utility company and say, hey, I had something going on. You know, my water bill is twice as high because we had a situation. We had a busted pipe. We had this going on. And they say, hey, send us the bill to prove it and we'll knock your bill back down. Did you know they could do that for you? Yes, they could. They can do that for you. Those are the type of things that we need to make sure that we're keeping a close eye on, guys. Close eye on. How about those credit cards? Credit cards, guys. Do you know how much money we put in credit cards? Well, I'm talking about interest. I'm talking about all the extras that we have on our credit cards. Listen, you may have a credit card right now that is 20 something percent, 22, 19, 28. I even seen one as high as 32. I mean, come on. Your credit cards may be way up there, right? But there is an opportunity for you here. There's a few things that you can do. Number one, call your credit card company and see if they are running a promotional interest rate for your credit card. If they have a promotional rate that they're offering, then they can possibly let you drop your interest rate to 12%, 5%. I've even seen them drop as low as 3% if you call in on a particular promotion. Now, what they do is they say, hey, we don't know when the promotion is going to happen. They just randomly come out there. You may have to check back with this randomly. That's okay. Check back in with them randomly and see when they're going to have a promotional rate that comes up due. If that is the case, see if they will allow you to have that promotional rate. Absolutely. And if they have a promotional rate, they can drop that rate for 12, 18 months. Yes, 12 to 18 months of dropping your rate from that 20 something percent to 10, 12, 3, 5% interest rate. But you don't know unless you ask. And you won't get it unless you ask, right? So that is a way for you to drop those rates. Why is that important? Because if you're making monthly payments and your monthly payments are going majority to interest, then that means you're paying so much more out of the house than you really have to be paying right now out of the house. How about this? How about balance transfers at 0%? 0%. Yes, there is such a thing. you can actually apply for a credit card that is offering a promotional balance transfer of 0%. Now, how does this work? When you do that, what happens is that they look at your particular credit, they see if you can get approved for another credit card. This is a whole new company, and you're getting that, and you say, okay, company A is going to pay off company 2 that I just got ready leaving from. And so, but in order to do that, they may charge you what they call a balance transfer fee. Well, the balance transfer fee may be 3% of your balance. Who knows? If you take that 3% and you multiply it times whatever your balance is, you make the decision to see if that one-time 3% fee is going to save you money rather than paying 20-something% per month like you have been paying. Just look at your statements to see how much the interest has been each month and add up all of those months of interest. So let's just say that you have a balance transfer for 18 months at 0%. And that 3% is $300 for the transfer fee. Okay, let's say it's $300, just for example. Well, what have you been paying in interest for the other company? You've been paying over $100 a month, $80 a month, $70 a month on interest, and 18 months of that is well over $300 one-time transfer fee. You do the math, okay? Is it worth it to transfer it? And if it's worth it to transfer it, go ahead and do it. And this is the kicker. If you're going to transfer it, keep in mind that the way it's going to benefit you is to pay off that balance as much as you could, as fast as you could, in that 18-month period that they're giving you at 0%. That's how you get better at not paying out so much money to other companies on credit cards when you really can be reducing the amount of interest that you're paying to a particular company. That's just one way. I get excited about that kind of thing. I'm sorry, I go on and on. Now, also, let's look at reward programs. There are reward programs out there from your credit cards where they will give you money back for every purchase that you're doing. You're making the purchase anyway. If you're making the purchase anyway, right, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and say, okay, I want that rewards program because, hey, you're going to give me $1 back for every dollar I spend, or 50 cents back for every dollar I spend, or possibly whatever the rewards program is. If it's going to benefit you to have it, use it. Okay. All right. So let's talk about even your cell phone bills. Yes, your cell phone bills. Yes, is a way to save you on your cell phone bills. Now, are you paying more money on the average usage for your months of service? What does that mean? So if that means that you're usually using about a certain amount of usage for your phone calls per month, possibly you're texting a certain amount of times per month, if that's what you're doing and you can tell on your bill exactly how much usage you're usually doing, right? Then if you're paying for twice that amount, why not reduce the amount of usage on the bill package that you have so that you can reduce your monthly payment? And that would keep more money into the home because on the average, you're only spending or only using a certain amount of usage anyway. So unless you have the unlimited version for this and the unlimited version of that, and it's all the same, hey, if you're using a cell phone and you have a certain amount of minutes, a certain amount of usage, a certain amount of times that you can text and all of that, and you never go over an average of whatever amount, try to get somewhere closer to that average to knock down that bill. Yeah, there are so many ways that you can do this, right? But these are some of the ways that you can tack right now by pulling out your bills, right? Does the policy that you have make sense on your insurance? Right, insurance is a whole nother area of saving money, whether we're talking about, your home insurance or your life insurance or maybe your car insurance. Make sure that what you have on your policy fits your needs. So the only thing you have to do there is call your insurance agent and say, okay, this is what I have. This is what I need. Can you help me do an analysis to make sure I have the right fit for me? And if they say, hey, this is what you have, but do you really use that? Or you've never did a claim for this and you ever use that? Yeah, definitely get that adjusted. Look at that. life insurance products, if you're looking for something that's going to help you, that's going to be more so of a retirement piece or things of that nature, yeah, you need to go ahead and get in touch with your insurance agent. Of course, I'm an insurance agent. You can help me. I can help you with that. But you want to make sure that you're doing all of that, right? Very important to knock down those cost budgets, because what can you be doing with that money, that extra money that you have, right? Does your bank pay you for holding your money? We talked about this last segment of making sure that your savings accounts and your checking accounts are at least giving you some form of return just for holding your money by using high interest yield savings accounts and using accounts that's going to give you back rebates for maybe ATM fees, or possibly they're going to, waive your bank fees or things of that nature. Those are the things that they give you back, free checks. All of those things are free. Anything that you have free on your account helps you save money, right? So that's why we want to talk about those things and give you some insight, all right? How about those sneaky things that always hit in your bank account? Those sneaky annual subscriptions, streaming services that you haven't used in over 6 months, okay? Membership fees to groups and organizations that you never seem to get a return from. You don't have any type of networking with them. Possibly, you haven't created any business out of them, no type of sales of any sort. Maybe, you're networking with them, but every once in a while, maybe once a year, that kind of thing. Is it really worth being part of a particular membership or organization? You have to make that decision for yourself by looking to see if what you're doing is actually making sense, right? Is it making sense where you're able to use that organization, use the fees that you're paying for that to see if it's going to make sense for you, okay? And if it's not, that's one area that you can definitely pull back on a little bit, even those streaming services. Like if you're buying streaming services and you work so many hours, you barely have time to even play with a streaming service. That's just an added draft that's coming out of your bank account. It really is. How about those annual subscriptions? Yeah, me and annual subscriptions, we have a love-hate relationship. I don't really like anything coming out of my account on an annual basis because I forget that they're coming. I have to put on my calendar that they're coming out a certain time of the year. So I'm a little bit finicky about annual subscriptions. If I have to do it to make a savings, I'll do it, but I'll definitely make sure I put it somewhere in a notation to be real mindful. Hey, it's coming out on such and such date. Don't forget. I just don't like unexpected drafts come out of my account. But then also you have those bank fees, you have the NSL fees, overdraft fees. Listen to me when I tell you this, okay? Overdraft accounts with your banking institution is not a backup plan. It is not. The backup plans is basically balancing your checkbook. Let me tell you why. The overdraft fees and the NSL fees that you get on your bank account, they charge you for that service. So you're getting that charge of, okay, we'll pay your check if it goes over the limit. However, you're going to pay us $25, $30 sometimes just for the overdraft fee and for the NSL fee and all of that. And that's extra money on top of what you just had drafted. So really, that is definitely not a backup plan for trying to, pay a bill and things of that nature. It is a disservice for you to not balance your checkbook. You put yourself in a very awkward situation with having more money come out the house. So that's why we're talking about this kind of stuff today. That's why we're talking about that kind of stuff today. And when we get ready to move on to our next chapters, we want to make sure that we got all this straight. We've looked at our bills. We pulled them all out together. We know exactly what we're doing. We know exactly where we need to put money at. But in order for us to have some extra money to put some things in what we need it to be at, we definitely got to cut off those things that should not be getting money from us, right? So that's why we're looking at this today. And so super excited that we have all of this here, right? To start us on the right track, What is your homework? This is your homework. I want everyone that is listening to me today under the sound of my voice, I want you to listen to me now. I want you guys to make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel listed here below. You can click on it. go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And the reason why you're doing that is because we are going to make sure that if you missed any segment of this, that you are able to go back and see some of the videos from the first, second, and all the other segments that we've done. Vitally important. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. This is our brand new YouTube channel, so we've moved a lot of our videos over to this one. But I want to make sure that you at least get that training, because anything that we've done on Wealth Wednesdays thus far is appearing right here on this YouTube channel. And if you missed something, you can go back and do a recap to learn what you forgot or what you didn't do before. Okay? All right, so we are going to go ahead and wrap this thing up. Open your bills. This is your homework. I need you to pull out your utility bills, pull out your credit card statements, and to also look into those other areas of subscriptions and drafts and things of that nature that comes out of your account that should not be coming out of your account on a quarterly, monthly, annual basis that you no longer use, Vitally important. So this is how we're going to save money. Even if it's $3, I don't care what the savings is. If it's a $3 savings here and a $5 savings there, and maybe a $20 savings on your credit card, and maybe a $30 savings on your cable bill, and possibly a $10 savings on a utility bill. What if you end up getting $100 savings? I just had a friend of mine who called her mobile company for her cell phone. Yes, and guess what? She said, guess what, Dee? I did it. I said, what did you do? She said, I called my provider for my cell phone and I told them that I was a senior citizen, and they had a senior citizen discount that knocked my bill down 50%. I said, what? I love it. Knocked her bill down 50% on her cell phone bill. Why? Because they had a senior citizen package deal that she didn't know anything about. And now all of a sudden she has 50% less of a bill on her cell phone bill. And she was just ecstatic. She was like, I went from over $100 to like $40 or $50. I saved big time. So I was super excited for her. But it was just those things. And then, you know, we also had another testimony of a young lady. She said, I was in between jobs. I'm moving from job to job, moving from job to job. And she said that she didn't even think about all the annual subscriptions that have been coming out of her account because they've been coming out for years. And then all of a sudden, she decided to go check it. She said, Miss D, you were in the back of my mind. I went to go check it. And she checked it and found that she had about $60 or $70 worth of monthly subscriptions that was still coming out. And she was able to get that one annual subscription to go away that saved her $300 a year. And by the time you add all that stuff up, she was like, oh my God, I'm super excited. I got some extra money I didn't even know I had. So this is what we're talking about, because you can use that money for good things to help you in the future, like your retirements and your cash accumulation accounts and your compound interest. And now your money can start flipping and start making money for you. Your money will start making money for you when you just reallocate it. And that's what we're talking about: reallocation, pivoting in this market, changing the game on who is getting your funds, whether you really need that account. Do you need that particular feature on that bill? If not, if it's just been sitting there, go ahead and get rid of it. It's not featuring anything for you. It's not hurting you, helping you for anything. Go on and get rid of it. Yeah. So that's how you pivot and change the game in your finances. So we're super excited. I'm so glad that you guys are here with us today. And we got more to share. This is just one of the Wealth Wednesdays that we're talking about: how to find money in your house. How to find money in your house. I want everybody to go ahead and connect with me. I want you to go ahead and look me up. Go to the website, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. You've already gone ahead and subscribed to YouTube, but here are all of our channels. Make sure you subscribe and work and be with us. We got lots and lots more to share. You do not want to miss it. And we're going to go ahead and get ready to close out, guys. We're on time today. We are actually on time. I'm so excited we're on time and we're able to get out of here on time. Let me go ahead and move here to this next screen. There you go, to the YouTube channel. Make sure that you get there on that YouTube channel, and we are excited to be working with you guys on these Wealth Wednesdays, and we're going to help you save some money. We're going to help you reallocate that money to put to something that's going to give you growth and give you retirement and cash accumulation. We got lots to do. We got lots to do. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight, and we will see you soon.